us waiting for the stream, we are officially live.
Okay.
Yes, we're doing the versus battle today for everyone.
Yeah.
We coming in, we bringing in our best hits, live and on the scene.
That's right.
But I'm going to stop first before we just get into the game. And I'm going to first say hello. And for those who have not known who I am, this is JS's Journey. And I typically have like conversations in this Hear the Heartbeat segment. But I was talking to a good friend of mine. I'm going to let herself introduce herself. And we kind of thought about doing something a little different because you have a YouTube channel as well, correct?
That's correct.
And we wanted to just kind of put some things together to help you guys get a better understanding. So first and foremost, I'm saying hello to VisitPlanVenture.
That's right.
And first of all, shout out to the name. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, so the name is actually 3 steps that I always recommend to people when they're thinking about relocating or repatriating back to Africa. You must visit first, okay? Never pick up your whole life and move over to a different continent without visiting first, okay? So you have to visit, I would say at least for 4 to 6 weeks. That's what I recommend. Next, after you visited, I would say you want to go back home and plan. How are you going to make the move? How much money do you need to make the move? How are you going to sustain yourself month over month with your income? So that's the planning stage. And then after you have everything together, then you venture, you move. So that's the last step.
Well, I'm going to ask a question first because you are currently, even though we're Zooming, we're both in Rwanda. We are just social distanced properly.
That's right.
And so you did that process. Where else did you visit before making the decision to come to Rwanda?
So I lived in Kenya for 4 years. So I was in Johannesburg for a couple of months first, and then I went over to Kenya for 4 years. And then I came back to the US for about 5-6 years and now back in Rwanda. So when I was in Kenya, I would always come to Rwanda. This is like a big conference center area. So for my job, I would come to Rwanda. So I visited at least 7-8 times before I made the decision to move. So I knew I loved the country already because I had been here so many times.
Now, one thing that I've noticed, and we're going to say this again, VisitPlanVenture, you have a YouTube channel. And so what was your goal, or kind of like, how did you get into that journey of really taking note and sharing information with others?
Yeah, I think for me, I wanted to document this second move back to the continent because when I reflect back, I really should have been documenting the 4 years in Kenya, and I missed out on that opportunity, right? So I was like, I'm not going to miss out on that again. But the focus of my channel is a little bit different because I want people to start to shift their mindset. I have a whole playlist that's called Strategically Small, and I encourage people to downsize, to get rid of their debts, to get rid of all of their expenses so that we can come to the continent so that we can live more free than how we were in the US. In the US, we struggle daily and we want to come over to the continent and thrive. So in order to do that, we have to shift a lot of things in our lives in order to get that done. So on my channel, I encourage people to start to look at things a little bit differently, make some different moves, and hopefully that will help them.
And I want to stick a pin on the strategically small piece because when we talk about Verzus, that is what we're going to break down for all the viewers. So I have been watching, I'm trying to keep saying I'm going to keep saying VisitPlanVenture because that's what it is. But a little bit. But I've been watching, and strategically small is like this really, really great concept, what you're doing and really talking through things. And it reminded me a lot of the minimal, minimalist lifestyle movement.
Minimalist,
That's minimalist. And so I'm going to say first, however, your girl is not living minimally over here. I am coming in on the bogusly big.
That's all right. If you're happy, whatever works for you, that's what I say.
So we're going to talk a little bit more, but stay tuned because when we go into the Verzus, we're going to actually debate the cost of living for both of us, with one person being strategically small and the other one being bogusly big. we're going
That's
to
right.
be able to figure out what is happening and at least start getting some numbers. But we'll break that down in just a second. So join, share, like, tell others, because yes, we're going to drop knowledge in this one. You guys have questions, you need to pop them up. I want to say that you visited a lot in Rwanda and you made the choice, but was there a special turning point that really made you say it's time to do this?
Um, the turning point for me was, I always knew I wanted to move back to Africa. Once that pandemic hit, though, in 2020,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, this obviously, they say the year 2020 is a year of vision, right? So my eyes were opened and I said, yeah, this is the time to move back. And I made it happen.
Any regrets, any concerns now, any hindsight, like maybe you should have done something different?
No, I don't think I should have done anything different. If I were to change anything, maybe I would have come sooner. That would be, yeah, that would be the only thing I would change, is that I wouldn't have waited until 2021 to now make the move. But yeah, I think anytime that, for me, it was also a spiritual calling. I felt like, this is where I was being led. So anytime you have something like that happening in your life, I just listen to it, and not that it's been all the way smooth. I mean, you're going to have your
No.
bumps in the road here and there, but
Mm-hmm.
that's expected. So,
It's life. So
yeah.
I will say before we get started, you truly upload content a lot.
Oh, thank you.
You do. I'll be like, oh my, like you just turn them out. You turn them out. What's driving you?
I think what's driving me is, especially for our community, I want people to see that if they can shift their lifestyle, then things can start to happen for them. Okay. Financial
Mm-hmm.
freedom is sort of the benchmark of the channel, right? I want our people to get to a point where we are financially free so that we're not stuck to a 9 to 5. We can do more
Baby.
creative things like what you're doing. And I want us to sort of break out of the matrix. Like I was watching the Matrix the other day and I was like, this is so life in the
It's so
US is the
true,
Matrix, right?
dude. It
Yeah.
is. It really
So
is.
we have to shift our minds. We've been trained to think a certain way, we've been trained to live a certain way. And you don't have to live that way, right? You can
Mm-hmm.
live your life differently so that you can build wealth for generations behind you. There are different ways that we can build wealth together. And that is sort of what is propelling me to, stay motivated and upload the content.
So quickly, what I want to say this without being in your business, you have to
Mhm.
survive.
Yes.
So what is it that you do, or what is the professional area that you claim in order to be able to eat?
Yeah. Okay. So, in order to eat right now, I'm just teaching online. And I have an investment property in the US that's also helping me out a little bit in terms of some
Mhm.
income. So, those are the two things at the moment. And I'm working on the
Wow.
third thing, which is YouTube. And hopefully, I'll get monetized sometime in the future. And that would be a third stream of income. So, those are what I'm working on right now.
Make it happen. Make it happen. Make it happen.
Yeah.
And one thing I will say that I've kind of realized, and for those people who want to say anything, and this is a debate, like we're not fighting. There's like people don't realize it's really such a family out here, and there's
Yeah, it
space
is.
for everyone. Like
It is.
really, everybody is really here to cheer on each person's journey, whatever it
Yeah.
may be. So it's
Yeah.
really such a family here and growing
Mhm.
and just learning and sharing information.
That's right. That's right. And let me pause right there since you brought that up, because I was going to do that. I just want to say publicly, since we are here on your channel, that you are such a phenomenon for us as a community, the expatriates, the repats coming in. You're like the mother hen. I was talking to my mom last night and I was like, oh, I'm going to do an interview with Jay Essence tomorrow. And I was like, she's like the mother for all of us. When I landed in March, that was the time where we had to quarantine for 5 days upon
Mhm.
arrival.
Yep.
And I sent you an email. You replied right away.
Yes.
You hooked me up with the WhatsApp group. So you are not only available for all of us that are coming in and we're unfamiliar, but you are doing things that are helping the community on a whole, the My Cousin Connection, all of that stuff. So I'm very proud of you. I want to say thank you. And definitely I concur. We are a family here, and we're here to help each other.
Well, let me hit something because you said mother hen, and I was like, oh my god, like you know how things connect. So the
Yes.
tattoo that I
Oh,
have this on y'all, but the tattoo, the inner symbol is an acronym. I probably said it wrong. Symbol for mother hen,
oh,
and
wow.
I know, but it was really for my mother. Like,
Oh,
because it's like they teach you in love, they make you grow, but they scratch you to get better. So it's not always pleasant. And so when you said that, I was like
no,
confirmation,
it describes
confirmation.
you. It describes you perfectly. That is exactly what, and you're such a people person. You attract people to you, So we can't say thank you enough for
Come
everything
on,
that you're
I can't
doing.
wait for the cookout and we all singing "We Are Family."
Yes,
Like,
yes,
I'm not fake about that. I love love. Like, let us come together. And even as a family, we know some people don't be always right, but at least in
yeah,
certain moments, you at least get a little bit of love. Let me at least give you some ribs on a plate or something,
yeah.
you know.
That's right. That's right.
So we're gonna start having fun. But before we have fun, so for everyone who's tuned in, we are about to go down. We about to throw out some numbers and some figures and some understanding, because one of the things that constantly gets asked, at least to me, is like, what is the cost of living? And
That's right.
that's really a hard question to answer. And it really
Yeah.
does depend on your lifestyle. Like, anybody who can
Hmm.
just throw a number out to you, that's not fair, because
No.
depending on your lifestyle is going
Hmm.
to really determine your budget.
That's right.
And also, to me, in Kigali, where you stay,
Yeah.
because you can get literally one apart. Like, I'll say a house right now because I've been looking at houses. Um, one house in one place might run you 800. Another
Hmm.
house in another place will run you 2,000.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
literally, it's based on location. Y'all, I kid you not. Somebody
Yeah.
sent me this house, and I was like, "Oh, this is a beautiful fixer upper." Like, I was so excited. Like, oh my goodness, 700 a month, I can do a fixer upper. And they came back and told me it was 1,400
Mm. Mm-mm.
with 1982 fixtures. With 1982 fixtures, like,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
but it's location.
Yeah.
It's location. And so you really have to understand that. So
Yeah.
before we do anything else, let me say, for those who are on it, we are going to do a comparison with different things. So if you guys want to put things in, and how much Visit Plan Venture will spend or estimate that cost, and then how much I estimate and plan that cost. So before we do it, we got to put the rules down. So rule
Oh,
number one is explain your lifestyle. So you're coming from the perspective of someone who is strategically small.
that's right.
What else? Mm-hmm.
Strategically small and financial freedom. Okay, those are the two foundational factors here. All right.
Okay.
So for me, the biggest thing that is going to be missing from my budget is housing. The reason being is because I came to the continent with the intentional purpose of buying a house cash, which is what I did.
Mm.
So I don't have a rent to pay. I don't have mortgage to pay.
Child.
But I live in a very small space. As you said, it's strategically small. My
Mm-hmm.
space is 355 square feet in total. Okay.
Okay.
So it's a very tight space, but I have no bills to pay in terms of housing. So
Let me
that
ask some
is.
questions on that real quick. So you came out and you paid cash. Now,
Mhm.
um, I don't want to, because I don't like getting into personal business, but how feasible was it for you to say that was a good, realistic move to be able to do? Is it feasible?
It's feasible if you start to shift your lifestyle and you
Got
work
it.
at changing your budget over time, right? It's not something that's going to happen immediately. I just posted up a video on my channel giving the exact numbers if anyone is interested, but I'll give
Good.
you the rough budget, which was I came with a budget of 45,000 and under, and that had to include everything in terms of the appliances, anything for the
Mm-hmm.
furnishings, all of that. So
Mm-hmm.
the house itself could not be 45. So the house had to
Mm-hmm.
be lower in order to allow me to purchase what else I needed. So if you have a certain budget in mind, I always recommend do your research. I spent a whole year before I moved here researching online. I reached out to realtors while I was still in the US to have them send me listings here. And I had a backup plan because if I couldn't find what I was looking for here in Rwanda, I was going to go to Kenya since I had lived there for four
Mm-hmm.
years. So always have more than one plan because your first plan may not work out. So I always recommend have a backup plan in the event your first plan doesn't work out, right? But
Mm-hmm.
getting back to your question, it is feasible. I was telling people little things like if you're in a two-person household and you have two cars, do you actually need two cars? Like everyone is working remotely now, so you can get
Mm-hmm.
rid of one car, get rid of the car payment, get rid of the insurance. That alone would save you several $100s a month, right? So
Yep.
you have to look at exactly what your expenditures are and then start to reduce things as
Okay.
necessary, right?
Mm-hmm. So I want to ask one question and then we're going to get into this because this is what I realized I did not account for. I think you did. Is that versus like furnishing your home versus
Mm-hmm.
buying it? Was
Yeah, yeah.
furnishing a big cost?
Not for me. I mean, it was a cost in terms of the
Mm-hmm.
appliances because those are big ticket items. But outside
Mm-hmm.
of the appliances, it was not very
That makes a
costly,
point.
I
Yeah.
would say.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
yeah.
So we're going to get started. And like I said, you're standing on financial freedom
Hmm.
and strategically small. So being
That's
smart with space, time, and money in order to
hmm
be free.
that's right.
And also, when we get to food, you are vegetarian or vegan?
I'm vegan.
Vegan. So do know, and we're going to say that again when we get into food cost, that's also going to change some of these perspectives.
That's right.
Now, I'm bogishly big. Now, I'm going
That's
to
all
say
right.
this first. No, I'm going to say this piece first.
Uh-huh.
For those who follow, I am currently nearly debt free. There's no debt in the U.S. for me.
All right.
And so that part of the financial freedom, I actually 100% understand. And I took
Mhm.
courses to
Yeah,
really change how I spend money and how I think about money. And
excellent.
there's only a little bit of debt, but I planned that and I moved to Rwanda too quick. And not too
Yeah.
quick, like I'm happy I'm here, but in my calculation, I had another 2 years before I made this move. So
Okay.
what has happened is, and when we represent the way that my life has been set up, and I honestly feel blessed. And I keep going forward when people say, oh, this is a community. Like when you come to my house, everybody eats. I
Hmm.
had to change my mindset to kind of where I feel like I represent more of a family home. And
That's
so
right.
when we set the first parameters, I will say that I'm talking from the perspective of a 4-bedroom home.
Hmm.
I'm talking from the perspective of food and household. I am
Hmm.
talking from the perspective of staff. And
Hmm.
when I say staff, for those people who are thinking about family, if you want to have someone who cleans or someone who cooks or,
Hmm.
those type of things, I'm thinking from that aspect of what that looks like. I'm thinking of the aspect, ladies, if you hear me, where my ladies at? Bathrooms, because I
That's
can't
right.
only have a certain type of bathroom. I can't make certain compromises. There are other compromises I can make in life.
That's
That
yeah, not the
bathroom,
bathroom. And
a
I've seen your
mattress,
bathroom. It's nice. Yeah.
the mattress in the bathrooms, like I can't. Like people be like, "Girl, you can handle it." I can handle a lot of stuff, but that bathroom,
Yeah. No, your
like,
bathroom is nice. It's nice.
I it's a something. It's something with the shower. I
Yeah,
gotta have something with the shower.
that's
So
right.
and that's why I'm coming in on the bogishly big piece because I just think
No,
that it's
but I think
but go for it.
sorry, I wanted you to provide a little bit more context because your place is also an Airbnb. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. So yeah, so that provides a whole different context. That's an investment property. So
Yes.
That's bringing
Yes,
in
but
income,
I'm just
right?
trying to say, I'll say this. I'm giving real numbers, and then I will also say from the aspect, and like I don't want to go into ageism. I don't know, but like I'm 40. Like,
Uh-huh.
and let me say this: while you were strategically small, I was stressed and small in the
Yeah.
20s and 30s. So like I
Uh-huh.
know what it's like to be in a studio, and I'm good. Like this
Yeah,
is me saying, "Job well done.
that's
Let
right.
me go ahead and do this," and I bust my tail to
That's right.
make this happen. So,
That's right.
yeah, I was stressed and small when
No,
we had our
I
interview.
mean,
Like,
it's
I
growing
know the
pains.
futon. I know,
Yeah.
like, baby, I'm telling you, I was so mad. When was this? I remember this. I was so mad about how much beds cost. Like,
Oh,
when you first get grown, and you be like, "Oh, a
uh-huh.
mattress costs this much." Like, I'm
Yeah.
so used to $20,
Uh-huh.
and for 4 months because I was so tired of futons, slept on the floor until I
Hmm.
could get a mattress because I was like, I refuse to do
Girl, you're
anything but
you're
have a
in good
mattress.
company. I slept on an air mattress for
Child,
months. Okay. And I have
air
no
mattresses
shame
be
in saying
nice.
that. Yeah. Because I
Yes.
agree with you. The cost of things, there are certain things that have higher priority, and a bed was not on a high priority for me
Okay.
back in the day. Right. So
Okay. Mhm.
I used to do the same thing. I was on an air mattress for a while.
I was just tired of futon life. Like that was my, and then ever since then I had good mattresses. Like if what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have a good mattress. All right, so we're gonna get some questions. We're gonna get into those. We're gonna start. So on this episode of Versus, we
Yeah.
started off with the big one. We coming out with the top number one request of the hour. How much do
Mhm.
you spend on housing? And you've already preferenced that you don't spend on housing, but
Mhm.
because you've done the market, you kind of can look on the end of giving an estimate for a single person who's
Mhm.
looking for maybe a 1 to 2 bedroom, right?
Yeah, it depends also on, like you said, your lifestyle. So if you're looking to rent a 1 to 2 bedroom, it could be anywhere from the range of, I would say, 400 to
Mhm.
900,
Yes.
depending on how much you want to spend, what area you want to be in. But yeah, I
Hmm.
would say that's a good range for rent, right?
Okay. So you're coming from the single, and I agree with you because, like I said, I started out looking at that life, and my life
Hmm.
just went on a different way. So I'm going to say, and this is going to throw some people out the air. Um, if I'm looking at 3 to 4 bedrooms. I just went around looking at some new stuff because things are happening, and
Hmm.
in order for the quality of the bogishly blessed crew, I feel your budget starts at 1,000,
Oh
and
yeah, I
it's
mean,
between 1,000 to 1,500, and you can find
hmm
something comfortable. Then, depending on your neighborhood,
hmm
I felt like anything under 1,000 was compromise, or
yes,
you're going unfurnished.
right, exactly. Oh, can you hear me?
So okay, look for numbers. I hear you. You broke up for a second.
Yeah, you
Hmm.
broke up too. Okay,
Um,
there you go.
okay. So I'm writing that down. So you went from 400 to 900.
Yeah,
I'm
and
going
and
1,000
hmm
to. Go ahead.
go ahead.
No.
No, I was
Um,
gonna say, did we want to? Are you gonna put the whole range down, or should we go right in the middle of the range? So maybe we
I'm
say
putting
like,
the whole range down, then I'm putting the number down in the middle. I'll do that.
okay, okay,
So I went, and like I feel like I'm being nice. I'm going 1,500 because of COVID,
yeah,
because people have made a lot of adjustments.
that's right.
Um, because like, and I know you're in the groups, you see it all the time. People asking 2,000 for a space,
Yeah, oh
or
yeah,
whatever.
easily.
And I'm coming in
Hmm.
both. Like, so for families, if you got
Yeah.
teens or kids and you need those rooms, yeah, you
Hmm.
push that number way up.
Yes.
Okay, bam, that was housing, and we agree.
Yes.
Okay. All right. What's next on the list? All right. You ready?
Uh-huh.
Food, weekly, grocery shopping.
Right.
Okay.
So, food weekly for me, again, giving the premise that I am a vegan. Okay, so I eat whole plant-based foods. My budget for food weekly is roughly $15 a week.
I hate you. Are you serious?
Yes, I did a whole video where during the lockdown, I ordered from Go Greens. I had a whole spread of vegetables. That lasts me for a week and that cost me $10. So I adjusted it to 15 to account for all of your staple pantry items, the oils, all those things. But yeah, on
So
average, I
that's
would say 15.
so you're at $60 a month.
Yeah, $60 a month.
I quit. I lost this Versus, y'all.
No, but we have to account for the different lifestyles.
I'm about to break mine down. I'm breaking mine down. Okay.
Yeah.
So I finally, like, for me, it was like 6 months of being here and it was just all over the place. And I really put my foot down and said, this is our budget. And if you think about just in the estimate, if I have four, I'm about to really be bogus. I have four people in the house.
Yeah. Okay.
Because of 4 bedrooms.
Including you?
Yeah.
Including you?
I'm just,
okay.
Yes. I'll tell you how much I spend, but I'm trying to preface it so people don't judge me. Because after you threw that number out, I'm like, oh, I'm about to be judged. I also provide food, and I don't know if I can say this or not, but a lot of people are really shocked. I provide food for everyone who works for me.
That's right.
They get one meal or whatever, and I didn't realize that was something that they're not used to expats doing. So like that's a really, really big deal. And then we'll go into people who work. So my budget is $70 a week.
Okay, that's not bad. Jay, that's not bad for the amount of people that you are supporting.
And I'm going to sit here and say, and one of the things we have to preference is meat is the cost. I could do $40 a week because I actually did a month where there was no meat in the house. And it was really $40 a week on that. It's really, meat is costly. Yes, and so that is where that's 70. So 70 times 4 is 280. I'm basically going 300 a month. So that's everybody can have their heart attacks. I am. But I'm gonna say we eat good. Like,
yeah, I mean, you are supporting everyone. So I mean, that's nothing to be ashamed of. I think that budget for the amount of people that you have is actually pretty decent. So
all right. So that was Food Weekly. And you added in your staples.
Yeah, I added in. Now I will say it depends on, some months will be a little bit more than 60 depending on what staple items I get. So it could go up to 80. I would say between 60 and 80 for the total for the month.
That makes absolute sense because this is where I'm going to end up crying because when you did your grocery shopping, did you put in toilet paper?
No, I put toilet paper in the home essentials.
Okay, cool. So we're going to go there because I'm telling you, that's why I was like, okay, woo, my budget can stay down because when it comes down to toilet paper.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Food Weekly, eating out, partying, being with your friends, living that life. How much do you spend weekly eating out?
Yeah, so I'm going to be honest here. Eating out is one of my guilty pleasures.
Yes, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm not the other one. All right, go.
As much as I love cooking at home, but I also love going out to eat. Okay, so my weekly budget for going out to eat still is not very high, but I would say it could be, I put $15 for a week. So that puts us at, again, $60 for the month. And I know people are like, well, why are you saying $60 to go out to eat and then also $60 for groceries? Going out to eat here, especially if you're going to certain restaurants, is not that cheap.
It's
right?
not expensive.
Well, it is not expensive in certain areas, but
other areas.
Well,
you bougie.
I don't.
You bougie on the food. To be honest, you bougie on the food. I live here.
I am bougie on the food because that's one of my guilty pleasures. Okay. So, and also vegan food costs more. So
there you go, because you're vegan.
Yeah. So I will be honest and say my monthly budget for my monthly budget for eating out is 60 and the weekly is 15.
I'm pushing you to 80. I think you're just trying to be humble.
I
know where you eating at. And then I'm going to sit here and say this one piece now.
For me, like if I go to Kana Kazana and when I go to Kana Kazana, I'm getting an appetizer, I'm getting a main dish.
Good. Yes.
And, so if I'm going for the experience, I want the full experience. I don't want just one dish, right? So, but that's just me. Food is one of my...
I will say here, when it comes to eating out, you could spend more in alcohol and drinks than
That's
the
right.
meal. And
Yeah,
that is
yeah, it's
so,
true.
and like that's what caught me at one point, because I can't wait to give you my new number. But at one point I was like, I paid a gourmet meal and it was $10 because I had 2 drinks. That was 8. I'd be like, wait a minute now, like.
It's true. But here's the funny part, Jay, is that I don't drink alcohol, so I can't even use that
See,
as
that's
an
why you
excuse.
win. Mhm. And then I'm sitting here like, okay,
I'm
don't
a
let the
Phoenix.
babies watch this
I'm
one
a
because I'm telling
fatty
all the truth.
inside. Yeah.
I have picked up my beer game out here only
Ah.
because beer is $1
Oh,
versus wine, and so like I'm
okay.
cheap.
It saves
I'm
you
still
money.
cheap,
Okay. Hmm.
but this is where I win.
Ah.
I don't eat out because I
You.
have a chef. So in
Oh,
that
well,
safety
see.
bucket,
You're on a different lifestyle. See, I can't afford a personal chef, so I go out to eat.
and it's like, but and I don't want to. So anytime I go out to eat, and it's more so with lockdown and COVID, it really has changed. It's been really just to socialize. Like there's not been a need for me to
Yeah.
do that. And then
Yeah.
I found like a couple of little spaces that deliver. Like there's this delivery salad that's only like $3. I love.
Mm.
I'll get you that information because they
Okay,
are
yeah.
great. They catch me at lunch. But like my chef, I pack lunch and everything. So I'm going to give myself like you're 15 because literally
Okay.
I'm going out once a week if
Yeah,
need.
that's basically what I do once a week. And by the time I'm finished, sometimes I order dessert as well. It comes up to that $15 for the
Yeah,
week, right? So so I think that's reasonable for my
like I
budget.
really look at this monthly expense, like a monthly expense of 50, and I'm not like the last 2 months haven't touched it, and like I said, don't want to.
Yeah.
Like my dude, like I'm sorry, I'm gonna take that bougie life. I had it like, he got a Nutella breakfast, girl. He fried up like an apple pie. So I'm good. I'm
Yeah,
good.
I
I'm
believe
mad
it.
sometimes when people ask me to go out to eat. I'll be like, but really?
Listen, if
Okay.
I had a personal chef, I would not leave my house at all. So I don't blame you.
Personal chef sounds like I'm really bougie. Let me just say the home chef. Let me just say the
Okay.
home chef.
The home chef. Okay.
The home chef. Because like personal makes it sound like, I mean, I
You're
still claim them. I still claim them.
right.
Like, you want to see somebody, wait, you want to see somebody fight somebody in the street? Come over here and try to take my chef. I'm going to be all up
That's
in the
right.
hood. Y'all going to be like, oh my God, she's on media takeout. Like, what's this man? I like, this man my cook. Like, we going to
No.
box.
Yeah.
All right. Electricity. How much
Yeah.
a month?
So I've been tracking my last 2 months. I've only been in my place for 2 months, and it comes out to an average of $35 a month for me.
Okay.
Because I have a few heavy appliances that are in here, the
Makes
air
a difference.
conditioning, the
Yeah, air
washer
conditioning.
dryer combo. Yeah, I don't really use it. I got it because my bathroom does not have any windows. There's no ventilation in there.
Okay.
So I need to circulate the air in there. So that's the
Mhm.
only reason why I have it. But it's roughly $35 a month for me.
All right. So I'm going to have to preference this one because I was tracking electricity too. And the biggest issue is appliances. And I
Yeah.
have a lot of big item appliances,
Yeah.
but there's something that happens. So I'm going to give you this first number because now I have a new number. The
Okay.
first number was $80 a month.
Mhm.
And that was with washing machine, big fridge,
Mhm.
like some really heavy appliances. The situation that happened is our hot water. And we were given solar energy water. And so I've learned so much. If
Oh.
you do not have solar with the battery, it will not store that heat.
That's
So
right. Yeah.
you have to bathe when it's hot, but any time of rain. So when that rainy season hit, I'm not about that life.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna
I'm
be.
not about that life. So I
Yeah.
had to purchase a gadget that
Mhm.
will back up heat, like an electric gadget that will back up heat the water. The issue
Mhm.
is if you forget to turn that thing off, it sucks the electric. So
Okay.
that literally changed my bill from $80 to
Mm-hmm.
120.
Oh, yeah, you got to turn that off. Remember to turn it off.
And
Yeah.
it's not even just turn it off, because then the problem is if it's off too long, you have to turn it on to help it heat up. Like it's just
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but
Delicate
like that's one
balance.
of those things that I'm
Yeah.
watching. But I have to be honest and say I'm at 120 with
Yeah.
electric, literally trying to juggle that. So for people who are looking to move, you really want to talk to people about how the water is heated
Mm-hmm.
and budget that in, because that one was, I thought I was smooth on electric until I just had to have hot water. I cannot
Mm-hmm.
do cold
Yeah, the
showers.
cold.
So
Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, I was about to say bogus, like how I have a whole jacuzzi bathtub with cold water. Like,
Yeah. There's no purpose.
and I did that twice. That's not the life. So,
Yeah, no.
all right, water monthly.
Now, this one, I was even shocked myself. I just paid my first water bill for the last 2 months,
Mm-hmm.
and it came out to 650. Okay, for
Yep,
2 months.
I believe it.
Yeah,
$6.50.
yeah.
Something dumb.
So for 1 month, we're looking at roughly a little bit over $3. So
Yep,
water here is very, very affordable, which
yep.
I enjoy. Yeah,
Water for me runs. I don't think I paid more than 30.
yeah.
And at one
Mm,
point I had a leak, so we fixed the leak. But I don't run more than 30 a month
exactly. Mm-mm.
at all. And
No.
that's water. And then you have to understand. Let's put the difference between now with the bogishly big. I'm watering garden.
That's true.
I have
Yeah.
bathrooms running. I
Hmm.
have like there's a heavy usage of water in the
In
house
your place.
because,
Yeah.
and so
Hmm.
yeah, I was shocked that it was 30. I was really shocked, like
Yeah. Look, we're
um
happy.
but I'm like,
So
I think I'm
I
30.
saw it. I was like, yeah, I can deal with that.
Okay, gas monthly. You
Now
probably
this
at like $2.
Yeah, because I only bought the gas can and I cook every day. So, and I've been here for 2 months. I haven't had to replace it yet. And I've been told,
Mhm. Yeah.
people typically replace it like every 3 months or 4 months.
Yeah.
So it would run me like maybe $2, $3, I would say.
Okay. So, and then
Yeah.
I know this one because we cook, and even though we cook a lot, we're pretty much every other month with the gas,
Okay.
unless we do a lot of baking. If we keep it
Oh.
on the top of the stove,
Hmm.
and a new canister is going to be about 25, maybe 30, and I get the biggest ones. So I'm
Hmm.
going
Yeah.
30 a month, but I can go with your two because it's literally the amount of cooking that's happening.
Yeah. That you do. Yeah.
I'm putting $5 down because I just feel like that.
Yeah, that's fine. Five is okay.
All right. You guys, family, I get all of your questions. I'm going to finish this conversation and then we're going to go back to the comments and questions that you guys have. Um, okay. Shopping for fun. Shopping
Yeah.
for fun.
So here over at Strategically Small, we don't do too much shopping. So I do have shopping in terms of like I like the African fabrics. So I will buy some fabrics and do some clothing with that. But that really is essentially all I would buy. I'm not really a heavy shopper. That's just not my nature.
Yep.
But I put for my budget, $30 a month is probably on average. That may be
Okay.
low for most individuals, but just because for me, I don't really do much shopping.
You whack your people. You did not represent your crew fairly. Um, I am not. Okay. So people, I don't think I'm a shopper, but when I find something,
That you like, you buy it. Yeah,
it's a blessing. It's a
yeah,
blessing. It's
yeah.
a blessing.
That's right.
And then I am big on like making clothes with the African fabrics, but
Yeah,
I'm a really strong bulk buyer.
yeah.
Like I will buy,
Mhm.
I bought like the last time I did a haul, I bought like 7 fabrics, but I haven't been back in 3 months. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? It's like, so
Hmm.
for me, um, like, and I find little Nick, I will go 100 a month, and that's a
Okay.
choice. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
that's
100
a
a month
choice.
because that's a choice.
But that might be
And
one of your guilty pleasures is shopping, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So that's
but
okay.
I've been really
Just like for
good.
me. Uh,
I said lately, especially because like I've kind of like furnished the house, so I have the knickknacks. I have a lot of artwork. Artwork was really big to me.
That is
You know,
true.
like
I
those
need
little
a
things.
good
So,
art piece. Yeah. Yeah. I need
um,
one.
yeah, so but I'm gonna go 100 a month, but I'm not now. I probably hear somebody in the background like you a lie. I don't know what you're talking about. Like I have amnesia at beautiful things. Like I'm not stressed. Um, but
Well,
I also
that's
think
the
the more that you
benefit
get
of
settled in, the less that becomes a thing. Because and one thing I will say, clothing out here is weird to me. Like I
mhm.
really don't need new clothes.
No,
Um,
you
I
don't.
really don't.
And for me,
And so,
I didn't come with much at all. So I
mhm,
am trying to get things made with the African fabric because I want to stock up on that. But my
I can
space is
help
so
you.
tiny here
Yep.
that I can't accommodate a lot of items anyway. So that sort of curbs the shopping as well. So
And working from home, because baby, I just have to have a nice shirt. Like
yeah,
I
exactly.
have to have a
That's it.
nice shirt that you haven't seen in 2 weeks. That's it. Like,
Yeah.
and that has really changed a lot of how I think and do stuff. Because normally, like, I would be going and I'd be like, I need a I need a new fit for this new year. And this year, I was
Mhm.
like, bump that. Like, y'all ain't seen these fits enough. Like, let's go back and recycle some of these things and just do a different hairstyle.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm going 100. Home essentials.
Home essentials is going to be a little bit more for me because I tend to be slightly particular in certain items that I buy. Like I get
That's what.
the,
Okay, so let's pause there. A
yeah,
big difference in budget is name brand or not.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
A big difference, especially with home essentials, is are you going with like your Lysol or your Tide? Or are you going with wash the windows? Like there's
Yes,
literally something
exactly.
called wash your windows, you know, like that. Okay, so let's go into household items, but do know basically if you're going name brand or you're going with what you recognize, even in food, if you're getting ketchup, there's a difference between ketchup and
Yes. And
Heinz.
Heinz, exactly. And I get the Heinz.
See, my girl over here is name brand all day. Guess who grew up on
Yes.
government stuff, baby? I did not
Yeah,
have
yeah.
frosted flakes. I had flakes that were frosted as cereal. So I am your generic buyer. I buy generic.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's not so much the name brand stuff outside of like the Heinz. I spend more money on like the essential oils, the whipped shea butter, those type of stuff is what I
Mhm.
spend on home essentials, right? So that's why my
Mhm.
budget is a little bit higher.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
said for me, it was $50 for the month for home essentials.
You man, I love you because an essential oil is $20 on its own. I'm
No,
about that life.
but
I'm
but
about that life.
essential oils will last you for a long time. You're not going to be
They
buying
will.
all
I
the
take that back. You right. You will. That will.
yeah.
Because let
So
me see. I'm show you how much I'm about that life.
yeah.
Here's my infused reeds
Okay,
with the
yeah,
lemongrass oil to keep the mosquitoes away.
that's right.
Shout out
Uh-huh.
to this beautiful local business here. But you know,
Uh-huh.
I'm about so you can't keep on. I know that budget. Mm.
Yep. So I would say 50. If you want to increase it to, since you say it's a little bit on the low side, you can increase
Your
it to 60.
toothpaste, deodorant.
Um, yeah. Well, for me, I brought a large supply of those things, so I haven't had to buy
Okay.
those yet. So I
Okay.
brought like the large packs from like Sam's Club from the
I'm about to
US.
get onto your lotion. Yeah, but you on the shea
Yeah,
butter. Okay.
from the shea butter. Yeah.
Okay.
So I just the bare essentials for me.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you're going with 50.
Yeah. So let's increase it. Let's increase it to 60.
I'll give
So
you
we
60.
get a little buffer room there.
All right. So I can tell you this one on the dot 167. Like, I got this locked down. I'm 167.
Okay. Yeah, but
And the reason why is
your
the
home
number of
is
people in the
much
house.
larger than
Yeah,
mine.
the
Yeah.
number of people in the
So
house.
yeah, that makes
I'm
total
telling
sense.
you, if I had to buy toilet paper, I swear to, oh my gosh, when they come in with the little empty roll, I'd be like, again, like what y'all eating? Take less fiber in the food, less fiber in the food. All y'all
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
be healthy out here. Um, so okay, That was home essentials. That makes sense. And then internet.
Yeah, so this one is probably my biggest bill. I have liquid and I have the family package, and maybe I could go to the lower package,
Mhm.
which I think is $30, but
Yeah.
I have the $70 package.
Yep. Which
Yeah,
is it's 70.
70. Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you this: I have the same package,
Uh-huh.
and I'm debating going higher.
Oh, okay.
It's not a need, but when we went in lockdown, I think everybody and it was dragging
Right.
a
So it
little
was slow.
bit.
Yeah.
It was slowing,
Mhm.
and so it was a really concern, especially if they had called a lockdown again. I might have
Yeah.
gone up on it, and more so
Yeah.
because you did say at that point in time, like, I have people coming in and using. We have a lot of gadgets
That's right.
on the Wi-Fi, but
Exactly.
70 has been fine for us. So I've been doing the family pack too. But
Okay.
you
Yeah.
do have to pay attention to, especially liquid, because it's the
Yes.
quality of speed in each level. And so you do have
Exactly.
to be careful. And the more gadgets you have, the
Hmm.
more it slows down that
Slows it down.
piece.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's why I chose it because I saw the upload and download speeds were lower for the $30 one. And I was like, I don't know. So I just went with the 70. But
Hmm.
it works fine for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Phone. This one's going to be weird for me. I didn't even think about this as an expense. Go for phone. What's your phone?
Yeah. So phone, I let me just give a little caveat here. So I have a US phone and then I also have a Rwandan phone. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So my US phone is $25 a month. My
Okay.
Rwandan phone is $6 a month.
How do you get this? You ain't got enough friends. Let me get you some more friends so you can talk some more.
So that's the total, $31 for the month.
I think I still beat you, but we'll pay attention to why.
Oh,
I I do not have a US phone. I port it to
okay.
Google. So I
Okay.
have no US bill
Yeah.
whatsoever, no phone.
Hmm.
Um, the issue behind phone for me is data.
Okay.
And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know how to properly use and load my phone. So I
Mm.
just end up loading it to the highest level and just waiting until it runs out. And the
Okay.
highest level is $20 loading, but I haven't loaded for this month yet. So that means I didn't run out. And the more that
Okay.
you're on Wi-Fi, the longer you keep your data.
Yeah.
Um, so that's 20. Um, and then you have your airtime. And so once I
Hmm.
learned how airtime use, I don't be talking to people all along on the phone.
No,
Um,
me neither.
so I think that I might come in at 30 barely.
Okay, so you beat
And
me
that's
there
really
by
because
a
I
dollar.
don't know how to budget I don't understand how to budget was it I almost said kilowatts, like her
Hmm.
what them things called? The data I don't know the
I don't know
megabytes.
what it is. I mean, for me, I try to run everything on Wi-Fi. Obviously, if you're
Mm-hmm.
out of the house, you're not on Wi-Fi. But if I'm out of the house, I just use my phone very minimally. But everything else
Yeah.
is on Wi-Fi. Yeah, so
Like
I don't
biggest
use a
issue
lot of
for
my
me
data.
is like GPSing
Yeah.
and because we didn't put down transport. Yes, we did. Did we? Transport is
No, we
one.
didn't. Transport is one.
Um, and then like because the big one is GPS, like GPSing, YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
guilty
Yeah.
pleasures, but
Mm-hmm.
that piece. All right. Oh, guilty pleasures. Let's go. Wait.
Yeah, so for me, my guilty pleasures is food, which we already covered earlier. That was the eating out. That was one of them. Travel, spa, and relaxation. Those are my guilty pleasures. Okay. So
Yes. Hmm.
anything involving that. Now, of course, I can't really budget for travel because I don't travel
Mm-mm.
every month.
Yep.
But in terms of like spa, relaxation activities, I could budget, I would say $30 a month for that.
You no.
I, there's,
I call
there's
you out on that one because I be in the spas. What services you
I
getting? Do you get
I
the
haven't
massages?
I haven't gone to the spas here, so I don't know exactly how much they
Mm-mm.
would cost. Is it more
And
than that?
let me tell you why I'm going to put more than that because the spas are actually affordable
Uh-huh.
to the point where like I end up getting a package of 5 different things for $70. which is
Oh,
like, but you've been there for like a half a day. You know what
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So like, no, you're not going to no spa for no $30. Like, what you just gonna get a
But for
pedicure?
me, I mean, $70 for one visit would be not, that's not good for me. It would not fit within my budget. So I would have to be, it has to be 50 or below.
Well, you can get 50 because what I'm telling you is like I had a 90-minute hot stone massage for $40.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And so,
I can do
and
that.
when that happens, I'd be like, well, keep it going. Like, I'd just be like, well, let's get to the pedicure done. You know, let's wax the lip. Like, let me be honest about that. There's a little, you know, there's some things I got to fix. And so, however, I will say this for me with spas, because of my schedule, I am not monthly. And that hurts
Okay.
my soul. That hurts my soul.
You have
So
to have self-care, Jay. You know, you have to make time for that. So self-care is important. That's what I
And then like we had to
so
get offline, girl, because there's a spa that gives you a whole bottle for free at a certain
oh,
price point. So I went up on the
oh.
price point to get that whole. I was out the game. But for guilty pleasures, because I had also put wine in there.
Okay.
In the guilty pleasures, I didn't put that in the groceries.
Oh, okay. Well, alcohol is expensive, so
It is and
that
it
might.
isn't. If you're coming from alcohol, you'd be like, oh, I can do something. And like for me, it's only $30 a month because I'm not big,
Oh,
but it's nice to have. And
okay.
so like let me say this. I think everybody like that people are alcohol consumers and stuff like that. I go and look at the proof. Like what's the percent? Can it do what it needs to do for this little bit of money? I'm good. Like it's the formula. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't paying for the grapes. I'm paying for the experience.
That's right.
So that one, and then so you said guilty pleasures. You went to 30. I want to push you to 40.
Okay, so we'll go to 40. I'm okay with that.
But I will say here, you can get a lot done.
For 40. Yeah, okay.
A lot, like a facial, a manicure, a pedicure, and maybe one little extra and one waxing will all be in that 40.
Okay.
So it's affordable.
Yeah.
I'm going for mine for 70. I budgeted better. I'm big on massages. I'll go for a massage over a manicure or pedicure.
Yeah, for sure.
I have to do that. So I'm going to go for 70. Transportation.
Yeah. So I don't have a car here. I'm thinking about getting a bike. I don't know.
You tell me when you get that bike. I'm gonna be out on the streets watching you. It's gonna be so cute. I'm gonna bless her little heart. You go, girl.
I mean, because a vehicle. Well, you could tell me your experience because you just bought a car. I know that, but I take the motos everywhere. So the motos are very inexpensive. So yeah, if I were to budget for a month for the motos, I mean, I would say maybe $20 for the month. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll give these numbers to give them out there to you guys. I am a person that will take a moto if I need to. And it's not a bad thing. Like I have no problem jumping on a moto. Because of the big household situation, it's not feasible to do a lot of shopping or different things with the moto in mind. So before I bought the car, I would at least have to budget out at least $40 to $45 to rent a car. And then I would rent a car for a whole day and run all of my errands.
Okay.
And the car that's for 45 is a RAV4, like a mini. I don't like small cars. You can get a small car for 20 to 25, but you feel every single bump and boot and everything. And it's like, I just will not do a small car. And then you will get the car on E.
Do they expect you to fill it? Do they expect you to fill it up when you bring it back?
No, they expect for you just to put, no. You will get the car on E. You don't have to feel like the one time I filled the car up, the people looked at me shocked like, oh, you put gas in the car. And then you return that mug back. And I'd be like, I got it the way I found it. Or sometimes I'd be like, God is in the blessing business. Let me give you a little $5 on gas,
Yeah.
But and all that stuff. So the transportation, that's the reason why I decided to go to the car. And then I did a whole video like, if you get a car, you got
Yeah,
to
and
think
that's
differently. You
understandable.
cannot pinch and squint and all that other stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm going to put down that's not a lie. I was about to put down 100. That's a lie. I got to put down 200 on transportation
Okay. For the gas and
minimum.
everything. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. The insurance here, I was told, was pretty reasonable compared
Oh
to
no,
what you
insurance is
pay
not an
in.
issue at all.
Yeah.
Insurance is
Okay.
not an issue at all. At all.
Okay. Hmm.
Um so all right. I got your numbers. So I guess you want to talk to people and keep them entertained while I do the calculations.
Oh, okay, sure. Let me see some of
Um
the comments here.
can you scroll up?
Let me scroll. I'll go to the top, you said?
Yeah, you can start going through the comments and I'll start calculating.
Oh, okay. Hi, Miss Wendy. Yes, we appreciate your support. Hi, Malachi Muhammad. Uh, let's see. People are giving thumbs up. Yeah, Jay is real and she's all about the community. I fully agree. Very unselfish. Very good. Um, is location and the foreigner, are they being charged more due to the language barrier? Yes, you will be charged more if you speak English and they can hear that, okay? But you have to negotiate and you negotiate them down. It's all
Or
about
you find you somebody who represents you
bargaining.
and then you come up last. We did not put, I just thought of something. Do
Uh-huh.
you, oh, I'm not putting that in to be, so I can be ashamed. I was like, so do you have anybody who works for you?
I do. I do have one lady that comes and she comes and I pay $30 a month.
I'm not putting those numbers in because I refuse to be that ashamed. I'm not putting in my salary numbers.
Oh, okay.
Just for the families who want to get at me in the inbox, I'll give you those numbers so you can realistically budget. I might talk about it at the end, but that just a shame. That I just got shamed. Let me add my stuff up. All right. So yeah, but yeah, it's always a foreign tax. But if
Mm-hmm.
you really work with people correctly, you could at least get somebody to go in and negotiate for you. And one of
Mm-hmm.
the things that you do have that's an advantage that people are not used to is we know how to walk away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you just
And
walk
once you
away, the
walk
price
away, them
automatically
numbers,
drops. Yeah.
they be like rain down on me. Like them numbers will drop.
Oh, yeah. Very fast.
All right, you still reading the things?
Let me see. I saw the video on the 10-year visa. Can you buy a house and run a business in the 10-year visa?
10-year visa,
If
no. You cannot
Yeah,
work on a 10-year visa.
yeah. The 10-year visa is a tourist visa, so it's just for visiting purposes. But if you want to open up a business, you can apply for a separate business visa where you can run your business on that. Would the 10-year visa make sense for the initial visit? Yes, it would.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
can you buy property within, let's say, 3 months initial visit? Of course, you can buy property whenever you're ready to buy it.
I'm
So,
going to say this piece. You can buy property cash.
exactly.
If you're trying to come and get like a loan or a mortgage,
Mm-hmm.
that's not going to work on the visa that you have because the bank has to have collateral or
Mm-hmm.
proof that you're going to be good for it. So they really look for a work visa or a business visa. And they
That's right.
will look at the time on the contract. So you can purchase a house, but let it be known you're talking about cash.
Cash. Right. Yeah, and the loans here, the banks require 30% down typically, and remember
Yeah,
the interest rates here are much higher, so on average it's like 17%.
it is. And then if you anybody who's part of my cousin connection, we actually we did a versus with the bank. So we told you every bank there is and then what their parameters were.
Mm-hmm.
All
All
right.
right.
Where are you at? Let me see if I can catch you before we go down with these numbers. I'm so ashamed right now.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Where are we at? Who are you at? Let me look at it. Oh,
I'm at KD. She's kind of in the middle there.
KD, you saw the video on the 10-year visa. I got it. Okay. Oh, shout out to, I'm going to say the name wrong, but who answered the questions. You were right on point of it. Nagwala, I'm sorry, but you were on point. Yes, this lady reminds me. Whoopi Goldberg.
I've
Shout
done
out
that.
to the legends. I don't know either, but shout out to the legends and love. Right, get that
Yeah,
together.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay.
I don't think that was my shout out. I know I don't look like Whoopi Goldberg. I, I, I don't think
That
that
was
shout out was for
definitely
me.
me.
That was okay. There we go. I was like, that's not my shout out. Um, Let me go. Family, don't forget to hit. Yeah, what's up if you're still here? What's a good purchase price on a 2-3 bedroom, 2 bathroom house outside Kigali? I'm gonna say this. These are Kigali prices. As soon as you come out of Kigali, that's a
It goes
whole
down. Yeah.
different life. It's a lot
Yeah.
cheaper. So I can't even give you those numbers.
I can't either. But
Because
KD, what I would do is, if I were you, you could reach out to some realtors that are already here on the ground and just have them send you some listings for some of the areas that you're interested outside of Kigali so you can get a better sense as to the
And
pricing.
even when you say outside Kigali, if you go to Mazanzi, which is a big city, you're not dealing
Yeah,
with Kigali prices. So that's
that's
still
right.
a very high, bubbly area. And I don't know if he's here, and I can't remember his name. It's like Amir Tours. He's a YouTuber. He showed me his place, and it's beautiful. And he's in Mazan. So that's a
Musanze.
big.
Yeah.
You caught that I didn't finish because I was lost. I was like Muzanzi, Muzanze, Muzanzu. Like I was lost. So I had just gone off into the distance, but you called me out. So,
Yeah. Sorry.
um, so do the
Uh,
mosquitoes get into your home? Girl, I didn't put down fumigation. I fumigate.
for me, I use the plug-in,
Yeah,
what is it called? The brand, I forgot what it is, but you
cock
just plug
brand
it in.
because I call it cock
Yeah.
blocker. It's the cock blocker.
Yeah, and that really does the job. I don't even have a net. In
Mm-mm.
Kenya, I had a net that I had to sleep under in Kenya, but here I find I don't need the net as long as I put that plug in
Yeah,
on
I
at
don't use
night.
net. I don't use net at all. We do fumigate because of such a big, and we're very gardeny out here. You guys have seen, so we
That's
do
right.
fumigate every 3 months. And I don't do nets. We
Hmm.
do the Cock brand, and we are
Yeah,
just fine.
yeah.
And then also for those who garden or like we have plants strategically planted as well to help keep
Okay.
all of that down.
Okay. Yeah. I would
Hmm.
say I've heard just one or two people, if you're having like a serious mosquito problem here in Rwanda, probably it's like an infestation happening at your house. So you would need to fumigate, as she said, because it's really not a major issue here in Rwanda.
Unless you new blood.
Well,
After 6 months, you good. Like they tired of you. New blood
yeah.
is new blood. I'll give you that. New blood is new blood. But after six
Okay.
months, like they be like, she here again. But they will come after my like other people. Like, but me, they be like, oh, she dusty. We've been here, done that. Yeah. So,
That's true. Yeah.
where are you getting your essential oils and butter?
So there's a shop behind the KBC shopping mall. It's I don't know the name of it, but it's like there's a shopping strip right behind it, and it's a corner store, and they have the best essential oils and whipped shea butter in there. I'll let you know because I actually I have some. Yeah, I'll DM you on
Mhm.
that.
Mhm. Okay, I need yes.
Yeah.
KD is adding these expenditures up. It's a lot. Do we buy local product or foreign? I buy local. Like I said, I don't do name brand on nothing except toothpaste. I did do
I
name
the
brand
only thing I
toothpaste.
do name brand is Heinz, to be honest, because I don't do the other the catch up as they call it.
There
I
is a
only do
company. I hate that I'm losing their name. I get all natural soap. They deliver
yeah.
it. Um,
Hmm.
and
Yeah, I
then,
only use black soap, shea butters, and all that.
but I'm
So
very local. Very very local. I have a skin disorder, so I do
mhm.
have to be very cautious about detergents and
Okay,
washing because I have severe eczema. So those are things that and lotions. Like I have to be name brand with certain things. I can tell when I'm about to have a breakout and I have to change other things.
Okay.
So Rick Hill, ladies, burning dry bay leaves, burn off the mosquitoes. Okay, this is our numbers. Girl, I'm so ashamed right now. Okay. And this is not salaries. Praise you, God, because I'm going to go over the key mark when it comes down to salaries.
Okay.
I will put there. Oh, somebody asked when you pay $30, it's for the month.
It's for the month.
And your space is
500 and 355 square feet.
Does she do your laundry?
She does not do my laundry. So I like to help out. So I know I'm giving her more than,
And then how often does she come?
She comes once a week.
Okay. So me on the opposite end, Lord, this is why I don't want to give y'all these numbers. Bogishly Big has somebody here every day.
Oh, wow. Jay, you're really doing it over there. Oh, okay.
They do laundry. I have not touched drawers in 6 months.
Wow. Jay, you gotta
washed.
So you don't cook. You don't.
People. Like watch this. I feel it's my God-given duty to help employ the economy.
Hey, if you got it, you got it. I can see you got it. So.
Yep. Let me shout this one out. Yes, I couldn't remember Life Tours. His house, like Buzanzi, is beautiful. Follow him, and do that piece. Okay. VisitPlanVenture. I'm going to write it down. Your total cost for the month. I am so sick. It's posted. Do you see it? I should have done.
I don't. Where did you post it? In the.
Yeah, I'm gonna do another. $1,038 a month.
For you?
For you.
No. That's definitely Jay.
No, remember we had to put in the housing expense, even though you don't have it.
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay,
we had to put in. So for you, honestly, you need to take out because I even that out to 700. Okay. So you would take out 700. That's yours, but I had to put in the housing expense to keep it fair.
Okay, I got it.
On the rental, no, don't come over here and fight me. I'm being honest with these numbers. You don't understand. I'm about to be traumatized. Your girl, next time you see Jay Essence live, she gonna be in a little shack with a little window in the back.
No, Jay, you're supporting a huge house there, so I think your numbers are just fine.
Woo, child. This hurts me. Jay Essence Journey. The numbers are in the chat. I'm posting it up. Child.
Oh, well, I mean, at the end of the day, you have a large household. You're supporting a number of individuals. So this is part of it.
And I'm going to put this way. I gave an estimate of the housing. And so I don't pay what I had to put into the budget.
Okay.
So I did a COVID deal.
Okay.
So that's it. Like I'm traumatized right now. You need to talk for a little bit. I'm sitting here getting my life in order. Like God is trying to tell you something. God is trying to tell you.
We also have to put in there that your house is an investment income property, right? So you have an Airbnb running, so that is offsetting a lot of these costs that you have monthly. So I would not feel bad about that because I don't have, I'm not renting out anything here. This is not an investment property. So your property is a little bit situated differently from, the typical person, which I think is fantastic, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
but Big K, if you take out the housing, yes, I live on $300 to $400 a month. Yes.
Okay. See, this is why, let me tell you, this is why I didn't want to do this. Jay is not balling. Jay is not balling.
No, Jay, I
Let
think
me second. Katie, what even? Let me come back to this one. Let me help you. Jay is not balling. Jay is not balling. Jay is not balling at all. And those people, let me put this here so I can give you some reality checks. And I don't like doing this because people, Jay wakes up at 6 a.m. to clock into a job at 7 and don't get off to 4. I then have to do the YouTube videos and everything else and get all of that stuff in. We still have my cousin connection that is happening and all of those things. And then I also teach online as well in the midnight hours. So
you're Jamaican. You just didn't know.
And we have the Airbnb and all this other stuff. Jay is using her energy to produce for others. Let me put it that way. Let me get in my soapbox.
Yeah.
I could easily be on venture style and go into a studio because I did that life here for 2 months. But honestly, with the love that I have received on Jay Essence Journey, the people who've stayed here, who I have seen cry and realign their lives with the families that have come in, with the Zoom nights where we party and all that other stuff, I have stepped into a position I did not know I was supposed to be in. And I have been
appreciative. You naturally. I've been naturally.
So all of this to me, and this is you guys, this is everybody, this is a cycle of, in order for me to continue providing for you, I have to be here. Because I believe in Rwanda, I believe in employing people, I believe in doing things, and y'all don't know, there's 2 to 3 investments. So there's no balling. There's full hustle. Like how you seen the granny, I deserved a big piece of chicken and a biscuit. You don't understand what go on when it comes also. That's why I said I didn't want to do this, but I did want to be realistic for families coming out here and giving them numbers that if you're feeding people and children, if you're asking for nannies and help and assistance, all of that stuff adds up. And if you don't realize what's adding up, you're going to be caught in the background just pushing out money instead of saying, okay, reasonably, 2 adults, 3 children is going to run this amount of money. And that was the whole reason for this, because I didn't plan on being here. But now I can say realistically, when somebody gets up and they say, oh, you can live in Africa for $1,000. What lifestyle? Because I got to have good toilet paper.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But I think it's important that we did this exercise because, as you say, people are coming here with different numbers in terms of how many family members they're coming with, what their savings is looking like, how much they can spend every month. So it's good for them to get a reality check as to, okay, this is what I should be trying to budget for, right? If depending on whatever size family they have.
KD, actually, very funny. My next video, I'm going to try to dive as much as I can into medical insurance and healthcare. My cousin connection actually did research. We have it as one of our articles. I can't do that here. I don't know. I can ask this question. I am on work. So if you have a job out here that's by a Rwandan employer, they are required to give you medical insurance and healthcare. And so that's one reason I can't give you that number flat out. As a private entity, I have done research. And if you're single and around my same age, I can give you the numbers that were given to me, and they were really good. And like, this gets into a whole bunch of stuff because you have to determine your type of provider and not just the company, but your location. Let me just go ahead and give y'all this knowledge real quick. Can y'all join my cousin connection and read this? However, there is a company out here that covers Rwanda only. There's another company that covers Rwanda and East African countries, which include Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. That's important because Kenya has some of the top-rated hospitals in Africa. And so you want to be able to have that opportunity. There's another coverage that covers all of Africa. So if you travel or do anything, no matter where you are, you can go, even if it's just Rwanda, because South Africa is your top hospital place. And then kind of Kenya's right after that. There's a really good one in Tanzania, but they take the top 10. Then the last one is not the last one. Then you have Africa plus India. Thank you, Mama. See how food get delivered. See, that's that. That's that chef life. That's that. That's that. Okay.
It must be nice. It must be nice.
Thank you, Mama. Those are good. Ah, okay. See what happened?
What did she
Don't
give
worry
you?
about that. You stay in the strategically small. Stay strategically small. We in bogus to be. Oh, it got a little pop to it. A little heat.
You know, food is my weakness. That's one of my guilty pleasures. So
Ooh, child, let me smack on this even worse and make it bad for you. So going back to, you have Africa plus India. That's the one for me, honestly, I'm interested in the most. Where you can go Africa plus India. Then you have Africa plus world, not counting US. Because US's expenses are so big, they have to have a separate plan. Then you have worldwide plus US. So all of those are totally different prices and packages. Like I said, if you want to do a one-on-one, I can tell you everything now. I done just did so much research. But okay, where are we? I was gonna say FAMU in the house all day. And thank you, Honeycomb, for paying attention. Big K, Rattlers in the house, much love. So
Malachi said you're close to his budget, so
it's a reality. It's reality. Like, I don't want to sit here and give unrealistic numbers, especially for those who are family or anything else. There is an expense, but if you guys are keeping that income coming in, you can do it.
Yeah.
No problem. You can definitely do it. Tell everybody about your channel once again for those who are coming in late.
Yeah, so my channel is VisitPlanVenture. It's all one word if you type it in the search bar on YouTube, and I would love to see you over there. You could check out some of the videos, especially the playlist on Strategically Small. So I
will say, while you do live strategically small, it ain't strategically broke. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So
thank you. Yes.
For everyone else, we are going to go ahead and shut this one down. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it was a long live stream, but we just really wanted to kind of throw some numbers out there. Y'all can go ahead and shame me in the comments. You can say whatever. And then let me say this, the DMs are closed. So don't brothers over there trying to put nope. I'm not sponsoring. I ain't sugar mommying. I ain't cougaring. I ain't catching.
But what you're doing though is very smart. I think, if I was going to suggest something, Jay, I would love to learn a little bit more about the Airbnb side of things. I don't know if you're open to doing that, but that I think would be something that it would be very interesting for the audience. But
I am like there's some things that are happening, and we're going to talk about that on the back end. Because, and I mean, I would just be honest. I asked God to take care of my July, and I carry a lot of roles for a lot of people, and I have to make sure that income is very smart. And income is driven by me. It's driven by me. And so what has to happen is there's some major shifts that are honestly beautiful. But with my cousin connection, with things that are happening, I have to honor where energy is supposed to go. And so I would love to talk to you too. But, and it's like I have to make a decision on, am I an Airbnb venturer or am I an entrepreneur who happens to rent out space? Like, those are two totally different energy and
it's
spaces. True. You get what I'm saying? Like, and so if I would have to say anything to people, it's like, I gotta know my role. If not, I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of things. I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of good things. But I'm not going to be doing anything that's great. Versus I might reverse and do like 3 great things. And still have a couple of good things, but I have to be able to do that.
Okay.
Unknown traveler, yes, but we'll talk about that later. We're going to end this show. To everyone, thank you so much. Thank you for joining in. This has been fun. I knew it was going to be fun. I'm so happy. This was awesome.
Yes. Thank you so much for the invite.
Yes. And for those people who are my cousin connection, Miss Wendy, if you're listening, we're gonna have another Zoom night. I've been trifling. We're gonna get back and party and do our Black Card Revolt and do what we do. We have fun on Fridays. So we are going to do some more virtual events.
Good.
All right.
Yes.
We're waving bye.
All right. Bye, guys.